and their behavior because I want to, and it's something that is really bothering me, and things keep popping up. So, first of all, it is 2025 and everyone has a phone. There's absolutely, I don't care how old someone is, there's absolutely no person that does not know what grooming is. Like seriously. Maybe like a 4-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old wouldn't know, but most people know because a lot of children have phones, and a lot of children I know for a fact have, you know, adults telling them that something isn't okay, or even their own peers telling them that, something is not okay or that they're uncomfortable. So here's the thing. Predators are children, like they start off as sociopathic children and they just get worse within adulthood. Predatory people and narcissism go hand in hand because these people, I think what's worth mentioning is like these people like attention, these people like validation, and they're gonna get it more from probably someone who is younger and I guess more vulnerable, like someone who's actually vulnerable and doesn't know, or, will try to manipulate their fucking brain cells. Like these people cling on to younger people. It could be, I feel like most of the time, it's like it starts out at like, I want to say like 6 or 7 years old. There's a lot of, and this is why I don't like the existence of porn because I feel like it definitely breeds rapists. Um, and they're kids that again are narcissists. They do not care about right or wrong. Like, there could be a person in this world born with a heart and a brain cell, and empathy, and realize, okay, that's not appropriate. That's wrong. I don't want to look at that. I don't want to do that to somebody else, especially if something has been done to me. And then there's people that are born into this world that deadass do not care about how they make other people feel, about how uncomfortable they make. Like they do it, they do these things on purpose. And then when they finally get caught up at most likely probably won't be till adulthood, they will have layers, like years and years and years. And I feel like this could even be proven by the FBI. Like these predators, they've been that way since they were a kid. They have literally so many victims. It's not even fucking funny. So, um, first of all, a lot of these predators and narcissists, they like to make people uncomfortable on purpose. A lot of them will cling on to younger people. Mostly when they get to like teenhood, they will cling on to, you know, adolescent children, um, and try to like do things with them and be inappropriate with them. And they just get worse as adults. And something that I know, I'm like all over the place, but please bear with me. Something that I notice a lot of these predators do, I guess, to try to seem more innocent, is a lot of them like to weaponize the fuck out of their trauma, as if that fucking means anything. Like having trauma is not a personality trait. Like everyone has trauma, but not everyone, like your trauma should not define you as a person. I think having trauma in general can make it hard when certain things just come up while you're living your life, and it makes you angry, and then you have to purge out emotions. But trauma does not make people abuse people. People abuse people because they're pieces of shit and they're demons. So something I notice a lot of predatory people tend to do is infantilize the fuck out of themselves to try and seem more innocent. Like particularly with a lot of particularly with a lot of female predators. I notice a lot of people like Belle Daphne, that, when someone is like at the age of 16 and up, they should not be acting like a toddler. And I said act. I can tell it's an act. I feel like if you have a good discernment, you know the difference between somebody who's a balanced adult and doesn't actually refer themselves as a child, but they definitely have a very like childlike spirit about them, but they're still very like responsible. I feel like people like Casey Rice, um, like is the only person that comes out of the top of my head, or even maybe someone like Melanie Martinez. They're the two like women that I could think of out of the top of my head that are very childlike spirits, but they're not acting that way. Like it's not like a persona. Like that's actually coming from their heart. That's who they are. They're balanced with like their inner child and adulthood. They don't actually refer to themselves as children. But what I see a lot of these like predators doing is they really do be trying to impersonate children to get closer to them and to also attract pedophiles. Um like it's weird. I don't know why anyone would think that is normal. It's not normal. It's not fucking normal for any woman or any like person that is not an adolescent kid to be purposely trying to put on this act of innocence that they don't fucking have. Like all that, like Addison Rays of the world, I know she's being told to do that, but still, like, and I've noticed, like, this is why I hate the people that hate on Melanie Martinez, because ever since that Melanie came out, I've seen a lot more women, especially in the porn industry, act like like sexualized children on purpose to attract more predators, because the whole industry is just a predatory child trafficking scheme. And that shit disturbs me. It genuinely like, it genuinely makes me angry. It genuinely pisses me the fuck off, because literally, you are literally harming so many kids, so many teenage girls with the content that you're posting. Fuck you. Anyway, so a lot of them do that. And it's crazy because a lot of these same women in the industry that do that also groom young girls into the industry. So yeah, I know that a lot of them try to do that innocent act to absolve themselves of any responsibility. I notice a lot of these like girls that be like, I'm just a teenage girl. They're like whole ass 20-year-olds. Like, they do that to exude responsibility. Or when it comes to like people in the spiritual community and someone asks them how old they are, they'll say things like, age doesn't matter. I can't trust people in the spiritual community. I just can't. I can trust myself and my spiritual journey, but I can't trust a lot of people in the spiritual community, because I just feel like, unfortunately, for some fucking reason, there's a lot of like rapists and predators and narcissists just fucking fumigating within the spiritual community. And what's worse is like that's how they get people, especially children, by using this extremely manipulative language of age doesn't matter, it's about what matters, and you should forgive your abuser. I'm telling y'all right now, if someone says that, they are probably an abuser themselves, and you should just avoid that person. Like, opening your soul and your heart does not mean be delusional. And a lot of these people do shit the cheating way. And these are people that like never dealt with their problems. Like, they only like open their third eye because you know, at some point they did a shit ton of drugs and LSD, um, which is not a good thing to do. And like, I think a good thing to remember is like people are still people and they can still have delusions, not really thinking straight, having their own biases or whatever, and then just like spiritually bypassing very real fucking problems. And don't scratch my bed. It's not hard to not spiritually fucking bypass people being predators. And I know another person that did that is Prince. Prince lit girl. Every time I talk about these things, like I genuinely get pissed off. Prince literally groomed a 10-year-old and he was like in his 30s, late 20s. 10-year-old girl, and was hanging out with this girl all throughout like her teenhood and then waited for her to be legal, as if that fucking means anything, because this girl is still young enough to literally be like literally be his fucking kid. So no one knows this for some reason, but he groomed her. He waited till she was 18 to get her pregnant. She ended up having a miscarriage and he just did not want to deal with it. He just literally left her alone to deal with all of that and then moved on to another woman. And hearing her, I know there's like a if you want to look it up, there's somebody who talks about it, but hearing her talk about it from the mindset of someone who is very, very groomed and doesn't realize it. And a lot of these people, their parents fucking suck. Like, their parents are just like, I don't want this kid here. I'll give you away. Like, bitch, fuck you. But hearing her talk about him, like, where she still puts him on this pedestal because she still does not fucking seem to fucking comprehend that that's not okay. That is so sad and fucked up. And what's even worse too is like I have to say this experience. I know I'm jumping from topic to topic, but just bear with me. I'm not even joking when I tell you I have seen literally 3 grown fucking men like literally it be interacting with like 13-year-old looking girls, and one was like 10 years old on TikTok. And seeing that as a level-headed adult really just, girl, it fucking grinds my gears because like you're a sick bastard. What the fuck can a child give you besides nothing? Like that shit really pisses me off. And you know, there's times where like I want to go off on that person, but again, like these people are narcissists. I would just be wasting my time. They don't want to hear anything I have to say and they don't want to ever take accountability for how fucked up they are. So there's no fucking point in saying anything. The only way that I could say something or do something is if like I worked for the law and it wouldn't be a waste of my time, you know? But it makes me so mad. Um, these 2 guys were hosting a talent show on TikTok and they were like 23 years old. Tell me why these motherfuckers were literally grooming this 10-year-old girl. 10-year-old and 13-year-old girl, like they were really overdoing it with the compliments, like the excessive compliments of, oh yeah, you were so good. I'm pretty sure that she couldn't have been that good. Like she couldn't have been that good. No, like corrective criticism. Like she couldn't have been that good. And what sucks is like the whole industry is like this. The whole industry is literally just a pedophile's playground. And it's just a setup so that these disgusting men and women can have access to children. And they do that. There is no reason why any grown ass adult should be fawning over a fucking kid. I don't care if it's an adolescent child. I don't care if it's a tween. I don't care if it's a teenager. Like, they're doing that shit for a reason, to like make them feel special. No normal adult does that. You know, it's nice if a kid actually has a talent or whatever, and you want to give them their props and tell them to be careful and go about your day. But there's so many adults that are just so many groomers and predators around these kids. And what's worse is like a lot of these kids' parents, they don't protect them. They let it happen because they don't want their kid in the first place. They just want to use their kid as a cash cow. And it genuinely makes me sad that a little tiny human being could experience all of that. And this is, I also feel like, how they get groomed into trafficking and prostitution, because they're just so used to it. They're at the point where like they don't fuck it. I can't tell you like how many girls I know that are like singers, right? And they're so talented, but they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like they've literally said with their own mouths, like they don't know what the fuck they're doing, because their whole lives they have just had predators around them run every fucking thing, tell them what to wear, tell them how to talk, tell them how to dress. Like they let these motherfuckers control them and be their like be like a puppet. Like if you watch Black Mirror, Black Mirror is like maybe not on like the predatory side of things, but just how the whole industry is, that like they put this image. And I don't know why people like don't listen to people in the industry or that have been in the industry and literally have exposed these things so many times. And this is where I start to lose empathy, because there are some people that just don't care. They just actually genuinely do not give a fuck, and they just want their little 5 minutes of fame. They just want attention. And that's really fucked up, that you don't care about all the people that didn't go in this industry to be famous. They actually just wanted to pursue a passion, and they had a lot of horrible adults around them just trying to take advantage of them. And they're actually trying to make a change in their life, and you want to be in their position, is crazy. But yeah, I've noticed like a lot of them use that language of like, oh, I'm a teenage girl. You're not. You're like literally 20. And the thing is, I know two girls who act like sexualized kids that groomed either me or someone else. So there was this girl that my older sister was friends with, and she had her over at her house. Don't know why my mom allowed that, to be honest, because like we don't know this woman. I don't know this girl. Like she could have literally done something to me and I wouldn't have never noticed, because she's just letting random people up in the house. Um, but yeah, she had a child and she was an off and off addict, and my sister was trying to help her. And at the time, I'm the youngest, so my sister is like 30 something, 32. And so at the time she would have been like in her like mid 20s. So I knew of this woman like since I was like 13, and she was like 25, maybe 24. And she never talked to me up until fast forward years later. I'm 17 years old, and she finds me on Facebook. Don't know how she finds me on Facebook, but whatever. And she's like literally pushing 30. So she's like 29, 28 years old. And I'm 17 years old. Tell me why this woman literally messages me being like, oh my God, hi. Like, it seems like you need someone to talk to. And this is like after I expressed like not my bad relationship with my mother and how I was depressed. And this bitch was plotting on me. She was fully plotting on me. And she's again one of those girls, like one of those older woman that pretends to be sexualized children for predators and traffickers, and she would hang around much older guys, or like fucking 50 years old. And I'm pretty sure that not only she does it for attention, but she does it for supply of drugs. This girl was trying to pimp me out for real, and it's just like, ugh, that shit gives me the ick. And something that I wanted to say, and like firstly, is like, I would not trust anybody who likes attention from predators, because 9 times out of 10 they are one too, because they don't care. I'm telling you, these people have had people in their life telling them that that's not appropriate, and they don't care. And each and every time, without fail, these motherfuckers end up grooming other people, like younger people, because they don't care, because they think, oh well, they push themselves onto me, so it's basically fair game. No, they're still a child, and you're still a predator, and you're still a piece of shit. It's not hard to shut shit down as an adult and be like, child, get out my face, you know? I don't care what behavioral problems that child has. Like, we can hold children accountable for maybe having behavioral problems towards other children, their peers, younger kids, you know? But when it comes to adults, like, no, you're an adult in that situation. You need to shut that shit down. Um, but yeah, I know another girl who, you know, played that whole like innocent child factor, where like we were literally in high school, and I would go to her house and she would just like straight up fucking ignore me. She would be on her phone, she'd be talking, she would play Talking Angela. She'd be watching kitty shit. Like, not like little nostalgia stuff, like actual kitty shit. And she was like genuinely friends with this like elementary school girl. I'm telling you right now, like she was like 12, and we were both 15, 16 years old. And I found that very fucking weird. Like, why do you have this like 11, 12, 13-year old at your house all the time, and you're referring to her as your friend? We are literally like old enough to drive and like all this shit. Like, and I'm pretty sure she had her around for attention, because she definitely gave her a lot of attention. And I think that she woke up. I think that she woke up to how fucking weird it was, and she stopped being friends with her. As she should, because that was fucking weird. And I also remember like she would like obsess over Maddie B. Again, we were like 15, 16 years old, and Maddie B quite literally looked like a fucking adolescent kid compared to us. So that's weird. And now we're adults, and she's still doing that same shit where she's trying to hold on to this like innocent childlike persona, but it's not real. And I can see when it's not real. All the Belle Daphnes of the world, like that act, okay, like that's not based off of trauma, that's an act. And it's very, very calculated, and it's very, very disgusting, and I hate it. I really, really actually hate that they do that. Um, but yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people, like, if they don't care, like, I've had so many friends that were like talking to older guys, and I would literally tell them straight up, like, that's literally grooming, and that's not okay. And they'll be like, I don't care. I'm telling you right now, those women are just predatory. Like, they don't care. They like validation. Um, but yeah, I know this is like kind of like a video of me ranting, but it is the truth. I really do be observing motherfuckers. And I also get irritated with like how social media is now, that I see so many like college age boys trying to like befriend like minors on their TikTok pages. Like, I don't care if they're a fan account. Why are you following a minor? That's weird. Like, that is just weird. Like, I could never imagine giving a fuck about edits made of me. I just feel like that is so narcissistic. I feel like it's different if maybe someone makes an appreciation post and they're like, hey, I like your content and you really inspire me to be a better person, whatever. But like, the fact that I know that there's so many of these like grown ass men following minors, I just know for a fact, and also because they're porn addicts, I know for a fact that there's hella child pornography on their page and they just be liking that shit. I know it. I know it. And I feel like if you're watching this, if you're a girl watching this, I don't care how old you are, I can't tell you how important it is. Like, if you are really on your spiritual evolution journey, go to a guy's following list and see what type of girl he's following because, again, it's like, it's a child. It's a child. It's either a high schooler or it's someone who's, again, just trying to be a sexualized child and posting thirst traps. And again, 99.9% of these girls, they wear the pigtails and then they dress like very childlike, bright colored. You know what I'm talking about. Like, that is disturbing. That is disturbing. And what's worse, what makes it so much worse is their demeanor. Cause like I don't want to assume things about people, but I'm sorry, like there's like a lot of these men, not just men, there's a lot of these predators that are very covert. They're very covert and they try to like rationalize their behavior. But like the truth is the truth. They're predators. If they're stupid enough to look at, someone who literally dead ass looks like a child in the face on OnlyFans, and then what's worse and is like they purposely dress and act and make themselves sound younger. If they're stupid enough to like look at that shit and not care, like, hey, that's like literally rape, what makes you think that they're gonna care about going up to a actual minor and grooming them? It's never just a fantasy. And even saying that is bad because why are you fantasizing about children? But we won't go there because they always try to gaslight and groom like everyone else around them, saying, "Oh, it's not real." Bitch, it is real because um literally young girls are literally the main focus of everyone's illegal attention that watches that content. And people that have common sense are actually trying to help these girls, trying to protect them, trying to warn them, trying to educate them. And these people are just trying to brainwash them. Like, I just do not trust motherfuckers. And I know for a fact that a lot of people's favorite influencers that have this like persona of like being sweet and charismatic and all this shit, they're gonna be exposed. They're gonna be exposed for being involved with minors. And what I don't want to happen is for people to blame the minors in that situation, because that's what abusers always do. Just blame everyone else to try to deflect from what the fuck they really are. And then they want to play the victim even though they're not. It's like pathetic. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed my venting. It's kind of like all over the place because I just fucking woke up. But yeah, if you're someone who actually cares about children, I think that it's very, very vital that you educate them, whether it's a child of your own or not, on what the fuck certain behaviors is, and also that no fucking adult or someone that is much, much older than you should want to be your friend, because it's never that. It's never that. They don't want to be your friend. I just feel like that's common sense, and thinking anything else other than that is delusion. But yeah, I hope y'all have a great day, and I hope that y'all children stay safe because y'all just seem to not care about your lives, and that's like very concerning. Anyway, bye.